Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we have some pretty serious Nijisanji related drama to cover, including several controversies. So let's jump right into it, beginning with this story right here, more of an update. So it turns out right now that Nijisanji is filing cease and desist orders to individuals who are potentially speaking negatively about their ANYCOLORs, which honestly is on par with their organization, whether it's through their management or the words of their own talents. Snuffing out the truth is something that they do whenever they feel it is necessary. Now, this story involves Luca Kaneshiro. He is someone who has mocked the possibility of being canceled or covered by VTuber news people or drama channels, but he found himself in some very hot water when some statements were released by this individual named Raziel, who claimed that she was someone who had a relationship with Luca Kaneshiro during his time at Nijisanji and also before his time at Nijisanji. This was shared in a document that has been taken down multiple times by Google itself for apparently violating their terms of service and what have you, but a lot of archive versions are floating around on the internet right now. But this contained a lot of potentially serious allegations against Luca Kaneshiro, and this was something covered by False ID, including a lot of the more personal stuff, the behavior behind the scenes of Luca Kaneshiro, some potentially problematic and even borderline abusive behavior that was alleged in that document. But there was also a lot of legal concerns. People like Legal Mindset covering the potential of many different contractual violations committed by Luca during his time with Nijisanji. And a lot of people focus on that because it shows another theme that is present in Nijisanji, and that is favoritism. A lot of people believe that if you're a liked talent within the agency, you can pretty much get away with anything, including contractual violations. A lot of people view Luca as a potential favorite in the company, and if what's alleged in that document is true, he would have violated Nijisanji's contract many times over, yet he is still unpunished. And you compare that to people like Selene or Zion, who were terminated for far less. Now, here is the update to that situation. So Raziel said this today: I was just served a cease and desist order from ANYCOLOR Inc. in paper. I fully intend to comply with it, as I have until now, and will continue into the future. That is all I will share on the matter. Thank you. So this is a very serious thing. They are sending out this cease and desist, and it appears that Raziel is going to comply with the situation. And for a lot of people, this is a confusing PR move for Nijisanji, because think about it. The original document was shared exactly 2 months ago. How many people were talking about that document over the past couple of weeks? Pretty much nobody. I mean, time is the greatest cleanser of controversy, okay? Over time, people forget about things like that. The Luca Kaneshiro document was largely forgotten about over the past 2 months as time has gone on. And here we have Nijisanji filing the cease and desist order, trying to get this document removed. And now Luca Kaneshiro and these allegations against him are once again relevant. They are injecting more attention into the situation when it's been long dead for weeks, potentially even months at this point, and they have not learned what the Streisand effect is at this point. Nijisanji and ANYCOLOR just don't know this effect, where you basically try to censor or snuff information out that is negative about you, but trying to do so brings even more attention to it. And there was a lot of attention on this document when it first came out, but like I said, over the past couple of weeks, even months, nobody's really talking about it. So they are reviving interest in this document, which is being spread all over the place in archived links, by the way. And also, again, for the PR aspect of this, how did this make you look to the public who is already very angry at your organization? Well, it's not a very good move. A lot of people see this action, the cease and desist order, and they think in their minds, this confirms everything that's being alleged in the original document. Now, is that true? We don't know, because you can file a cease and desist order even if something contains things that are not true. But that's kind of the whole point. But in this case, in terms of the public view of this, a lot of people think this confirms what's being alleged in the document, which is again further hurting the reputation of Luca and further hurting the reputation of Nijisanji as a result. This is a big mess for them, and it appears that False ID will do a follow-up on this tomorrow, so maybe we'll get some more insider info on this situation, but we'll have to wait until then. Now, we all understand, ANYCOLOR and Nijisanji, especially Nijisanji N, is in a very tough position right now, okay? This is right here, the all-time low. The ANYCOLOR stock has officially, as of today, reached its lowest point. This is the last 6 months. You can see how hard things have dropped off, and no matter what they try to do or whatever they promise in their financial reports, nothing is being revived. The arrow keeps going down and it's not looking good. And a lot of people are also thinking about what happens next. Because in about a week or two, we're going to see the release of their Q4 financial report. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a bloodbath. We know it. There's not many guarantees in this space, but this might be one of them. Okay, so Q3's report was disastrous. It caused a big downfall in the stock, a continued downfall, because in Q3 they reported that Nijisanji Yen had a 40% profit reduction as compared to Q3 of the previous year. Now, on June 11th, we're going to get the Q4 financial report. Now, very important for that timeline is when Q4 began for ANYCOLOR and Nijisanji. It began on February 1st, only a few days before the termination of Silent Hatsuki. So basically, the entire ongoing PR nightmare that has been taking place over the past 3 months, that wasn't even covered in their disastrous Q3 report. All of that mess is going to be in this next report. This is going to be a big blow to ANYCOLOR and Nijisanji. Like I said, rare you can predict things, but there's no way it's good. There's no way it's going to be good. And in their Q3 report, they promised this will be a huge quarter for them. And you don't have to be a financial expert to know that that was definitely trying to assure some of the shareholders that things will be better, when it's hard to believe that they would be, especially for this Q4 that's coming up. Now, we've seen some desperation. Okay, I think this is a pretty desperate move by Nijisanji, who in April opened up their auditions. And a lot of people were making fun of this, showing like they're trying anything they can to revive life, especially into the EN branch. And this is something that they retweeted only yesterday. So they shared this message from April again recently, obviously showing that they're still holding auditions and they haven't gotten who they wanted yet. And also on top of that, they pinned this to their account. So obviously Nijisanji is trying to get more talents into their EN branch, and that is on par with their usual strategy of things. Okay, when Nijisanji is facing any kind of hardship, they just say, okay, here's another round of livers, let's do another generation. And they just released or announced a new generation very recently, but then right after, they're retweeting this. So they're not done. They're going to try to keep pumping more livers into their lineup with the hopes of generating more revenue and hype. And honestly, it doesn't seem like a very good strategy, one that's been really not that effective for them, especially in the last couple of months or even years with the EN branch. And a lot of people are comparing this to Cover Corp, who recently had one of their financial results go public and get translated, where curiously they shared basically the exact opposite strategy, where in the Q&A portion of this report, they essentially said that they want to focus less on pumping out new generations constantly and focus more on the existing talents and branches and try to maximize their growth and success during their time, basically leading all the way until their graduation. And that makes sense. I mean, look at Nijisanji. Look at Cover Corp and look at Hololive, especially their earlier generations. And even if you want to go to the EN branch, the first Hololive English generation is as relevant now as it was back in 2020 when it debuted. Okay, Gargura is still pulling crazy numbers. Mori is still pulling crazy numbers. Everyone from that generation is pulling extremely solid numbers. So why would they shift focus away from that very successful branch onto a new one that might have a hard time getting going in terms of traction, views, and revenue? And I mentioned Gargura for a reason. So it has now been alleged by multiple people that during the interview portion of a Nijisanji tryout, people have alleged that they were asked, how will you compete with Gargura? Which is an insane question, by the way. I don't think there is a single VTuber out there that could have a legitimate and honest, authentic response to that would mean anything. Nobody can compete with Gargura. We all know this. And that was a question that apparently they've been asking some of these people in interviews, but that might not be the talent they're focusing on as a point of comparison, at least in recent times. So recently, Nijisanji made this post, basically asking for a duo set of livers, a twin set of livers who will stream alongside one another as essentially twin VTubers. And this is something that obviously seems like a response to the success of the FUWAMOCO twins from Hololive EN. I mean, I think that is something that they are definitely using as a point of comparison. And I gotta be honest, I feel like this is not like some ongoing format that's gonna keep going and be trendy in the future. I feel like with the FUWAMOCO twins, they really just kind of got lightning in a jar with them, basically, right? I feel like this was a very niche thing, and it just worked because they're very entertaining, and they've also had a lot of practice being twin VTubers. That's what they did before Hololive. Now, curiously, here are the requirements for the Nijisanji promotional post asking for these twin VTubers. So here's the requirements. The applicants must be paired and have a close relationship. Both parties who will be paired must apply for this audition. Those who can continue to work and adjust their schedules on a priority basis. Those who can participate in interviews in Tokyo. Those who can secure an activity schedule of 20 hours or more per week, including night lessons in Tokyo about 5 days a week. Regardless of experience, those who are willing to learn. And this last one is very, very strange, saying if you are a minor, you will need the consent of a parent or guardian. So if you kind of read between the lines, they are offering this position to minors. That is bad. Why are they trying to get minors, or even giving the opportunity for minors to try out for their agency? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it really takes much parenting to understand the potential dangers that might arise when you not only put your child into a public spotlight, but also when you send them to Kuro-sanji. Like, let's be honest about some of the potential pitfalls that could exist there. Now, I want to end this video with a more positive topic and one that still has connections to Nijisanji, so Dokibird here, okay? We know since moving on from Nijisanji, she has found immense levels of success as an independent VTuber. She has had very big streams, very big promotions, very big collabs in tournaments like the recent WrestleTuber ongoing event that has been very successful. And one thing she's also been doing is collaborating with a lot of ex-Nijisanji livers, a lot of them. She is collecting them like infinity stones right now, and we would get another addition to this collection of Nijisanji livers she has collabed with. This would include Bonavir here, who is someone who graduated from Nijisanji very recently. So back in May 13th, only a few weeks ago, it was announced from Nijisanji Indonesia that he would be graduating, and he did not request any sort of a graduation stream, and think about that what you will, but he would make an appearance. A lot of people are very surprised to see this interaction right here, where on his other personal account, Tenjin, he would respond to a Dokibird schedule, which of course included an event where they would play Apex Legends together, and of course that's what they actually did. This collab would go off yesterday, and this was a very big success, and a lot of people were very happy to see these two collaborating together.
Hello everybody! Hello, look who I met randomly in Apex. That's our story, right? Tenjin, that's... Say something, Tenjin! Come on! Who is this man? He's fucking old, that's who.
Nice to meet you. My name's Tenjin.
Fuck off!
I met Doki randomly in a lobby.
Nice to meet you, Tenjin. Hey, Tenjin's chat. Fuck off. Yeah, we met randomly in a pubs match in Apex.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, dude, you should be a streamer.
So like I said, a lot of people are excited about this collab, but also the return of Tenjin here on this account. You can see he's been staying busy recently doing multiple streams, but the main thing is his upcoming debut stream that appears to be June 1st. So as always, if you're interested in checking out this debut, I will put a link to this debut stream in the description if you want to go check it out, subscribe to the channel, and see the other streams that he is doing. But for now, that is going to do it for this video. A lot of drama involving Nijisanji, and I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. Normally, I envision, even as bad as things have gotten, that typically when I cover something, it can't get any worse, right? Like, I've been proven wrong, but often I have the perception that maybe if they just put their head down and keep working, Nijisanji can work through this. But I'm going to be honest, in the coming weeks with everything going on, the follow-up to the cease and desist order, and also the upcoming Q4 financial report, I think things are going to get worse. If we haven't seen rock bottom yet, I think we're going to see it. Okay, at least in terms of the stock and all of those related things. I think things are going to get harsher before they get better. But we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And of course, we'll be waiting for the results, especially of that Q4 financial report. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.